Hello everybody, this is my very first Let's Play. The name's Necro Wyvern, and we're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories for Game Boy Color. Now I am going to tell you guys, I do tend to curse a little bit when I'm mad, so viewer discretion is advised. Anyways, let's go ahead and start up a new game. I apologize if it takes a little bit, the game is a little slow. That my keys do stick a little bit. Come on, game. Game! Are you physically capable of playing for me, please? Oh, never mind. Wrong key, guys. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. Before you start, input your duel name. My duel name is going to be Wyvern. If you guys know my first and real name, congrats. That means you're a friend. If not, that means you're a YouTube watcher, and I don't like posting my real name on YouTube. Anyways, this game tends to be a little different because you could actually make your own cards, and the fact is, there's actual type advantages in the game. I'm not sure about them certainly, so we'll be putting them inside the description down below. Now, because of this, it makes the game a whole lot harder to play if you're going to go for one type, which I will be doing in my next game, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. No, I'm not going to be only doing Yu-Gi-Oh! But, I mean my next Yu-Gi-Oh! game. I'm not going to only be doing Yu-Gi-Oh! But right now I'm really limited to the type of games I could do because of the room on my computer. Now if you type in this code underneath the you find Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa Moto. Because you found him, he acts like you force him into giving him cards because I'm such a bad guy. Anyways, there's 5 characters here. There's Tristan, Joey, Mai, Mako, and Yugi. To surpass to the next level, you have to defeat all 5. Not in a row, but 5 times for each duelist. Hi, I'm Yugi. Nice to meet you. Let me explain a few things. Collect cards and parts by dueling. Therefore, there are duelists at every stage. You have to beat each duelist, each one 5 times. I already told him that. That's how you advance. Interesting. Now, if you come here, you get to look at your chests and your deck. I'm not sure if you can arrange them beforehand. I usually arrange mine, before the duel. So let's just duel. Now, there's a couple things you got to remember. Whoever goes first is not chosen. It's predetermined. I'm not sure how they do that. And like I said, there are affinities and weaknesses, so the game tends to be a little more exciting. So if you have a high level monster and they have a low level, if they're the right element, they can still beat you. Now you're only allowed to have 5 cards at your hand at a time, but you can discard them. Also, if you take 2 monsters, you can fuse them together. Problem is, I don't know them by heart, so I experiment them on my spare time, but, I'll probably be doing duels of characters I've already accomplished, getting 5 beats in. Also, I think you're only allowed to have up to 9,999 lives life points at a time. So I guess it keeps you from breaking the game. And there it goes. There's the affinity. Because I used a Fiend on a light, it died. Even in defense mode. Yeah. Thanks, game. Love you too. We need to add another card in your hand. You either have to play one or discard one. So this is going to be a fun game. I figured something to start up. Hopefully that's not Earth or I'm done. Or Rock. Okay, it's Magician of Faith. That's no problem. I started practice about an hour ago. And I started getting really good hands. What's going to happen is every 3 duels. Yes, each video is going to try to be 5 duels depending on how long the duels are. Every 3 duels, I'm going to have to stop before I start the 4th duel because my computer's a little crappy, and if it gets too long, then I tend to have trouble uploading and it kills all my information. I do this all over again. Now, a lot of monsters you see don't tend to have the effects they have in the actual game. Like Cyberstein, it doesn't have effect in this game, but in real life, if you sacrifice 5,000 life points, you get to summon a ritual. You can summon a fusion monster. It was really good in those OTKs, which makes them banned now. So yeah, this is before the ban list, but there is no mega awesome combos you can make with the game to break it either. So I guess that's how they use it to level it out. Plus, I don't think the game had enough coding to do this, or enough coding room at the time, or whenever it was created. So, it's just a small game. Let you have a little bit of fun. There are some codes that allow you to get secret characters after you defeat the last area of the game. Like Yugi said, there's certain areas you have to defeat everybody 5 times. So this will be a fast duel. I'll try to say dialogue for everybody. If I don't sound like them, I'm sorry. Gee, I lost. Pretty good. Did you know I beat my dark half? And Pegasus too. Not bad, huh? Lies. I've seen the anime. Well, you beat your dark half. But you didn't beat Pegasus. You won, so you get a card part. And you get Honey Honey. Or Hain Hain. This card's okay. Its effect is not as like it was in the anime, so it's pretty sad. I present you with a card part. And Yamadron Ritual. So yeah, technically it gives you 2 cards. A part and a monster and a ritual card or ritual monster itself. Sometimes it's a monster. So if you go to construction, and if you see, so you see it's like, I don't know where they say card part. I don't see no card part, but I guess it's probably all the way in the back, so it's gonna be, just fine. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna duel somebody again. If you hear noise in the background, that is my family. I do live with my family. I'm still in school. Ever use parts to construct a card? Forget I said that. Let's duel. Why? You afraid I'm going to kick your butt? So, yeah, Yugi gets to go first. Lovely. They tend to always get to go to first sometimes. It's lucky if I do. Let's see here. We're going to use Kamahari Thunder, I think its name is, for a pot of... I think that's greed or something. It's not greed. No, pot of greed's a spell card. What? Moyakuri, so it gains 200 life points. Another thing, you have to use spell cards or trap cards by your opponent's spell cards to turn it activates, or you won't get the special effect it gets. And when it comes to traps, it has to be activated. Yes, it will activate by itself, but it has to be activated by the end of your opponent's turn, or it kill itself. Yeah. Trap hole doesn't work. Cut your own head off, trap hole. Makes a lot of sense, right? Like I said, after 3 duels, because I don't got a timer up, I'll stop, do some rendering, and from there we'll go ahead and do the next part. Okay. Dark Hole. OP card. Moyakuri. Gain 200. Key Mace. Light. Crap. I've noticed the deck you start out with tends to have a lot more Fiend monsters than any other monster. So when you see a light monster at the very beginning, you tend to think, oh man, I don't like that. Anyways. Yes, I do watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, but don't expect to be seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge references, because I'm not very good at them. But if I find a chance to, I'll do it. As I give you guys a deal, every 5 characters I beat, every character I beat 5 times, I'll use their reference. Alright? I'll use a reference from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, yeah. From Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. So, I hope this encourages us to actually beat through the game, because I remember it as a child, I beat through it once, and then afterwards, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So, maybe this will encourage me to actually play it again, knowing that if I get all 4 wins, I actually get to make references. And for those that didn't have references, I'll make my own references. Or if there was references and I don't know them, then, I guess I'll just throw one out in a whim and make my own. Of course, I ain't no little Karibo here, so don't expect any good, actual references or any good wordplay. So, anyways, let's get going. Hopefully I get a lot more powerful cards soon, so we can start using a lot more better cards. Yes, I can use cheat codes, but I ain't gonna use cheat codes unless I could use it to unlock a certain character. So, this game isn't that hard, so cheat codes is not really that necessary. If we were playing something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Reshuffle of Destruction or Final Fantasy 2 for Game Boy Advance, then cheat codes I could see, because those games are balls to the wall hard. But it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. You lay down a card and you win. And it's not much more simpler than that. Now, when we get to Reshuffle Destruction and that, I will be explaining why it's so hard. But until then, let's just enjoy this game. The art on here I actually liked. It, even though it's a little pixelated, it's good for what it was for Game Boy, so it tends to make me smile. Hey, we beat Yugi again. Awesome. Yeah, we know you're pretty good. I told you, you cheated with Pegasus. You didn't beat him, Yami did. Yep, I get a card. Mystical Elf. We're gonna go ahead and use her, not for her effect, but because she has a high defense, which I really like. And we get Bright Castle, which boosts up light monsters. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fight Yugi one more time. We're gonna go ahead and cut off for a moment. I'll go ahead and rearrange my deck from there, and we'll start up again. I can't believe I picked up Blade Fly for the first time ever. I never actually used him because he never appeared. Oh, and there goes it. And there it goes. The good part about it is you don't lose life points if you defeat them by affinity, but not by attack points. So, that's a nice thing. Also, let's say it's opposite. You also won't lose any life points because technically you did win, even though it wasn't by like attack points. So let's say they had a Blue Eyes, which is light, and you had Shadow Clown or whatever his name is, that shadow, and you use it to attack. You're not going to lose life because of the fact that you still beat it, which I like. Now, Yugi doesn't use a lot of dream monsters, so this is where dream monsters are going to shine. And, electric monsters, or thunder monsters as they're called, because I don't see a lot of rock creatures, or earth creatures. So, but yes, I do see a lot of shadows and lights in there, so. As we see, we got a shadow here, so we're just going to go ahead and, what's its attack value? 400? I don't really want a kamikaze, but I feel like he has a light monster in there anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead for the 100 damage. The paltry 100. Excuse me, if you guys heard that, I'm sorry. And, boom. Darn Karibo. Imposter. I would like to make a Karibo deck in real life and use Retro the Dark Ghost only because he is like a generic Karibo, and I think that would be really cool. And I can't believe I did that. People behind the screen are probably young. They're probably thinking, what the hell, Wyvern? What are you doing? Yeah, you're going to be learning a lot that when you play this game, you're going to be really cautious. So, if I'm not funny like Newfie Bongo or PewDiePie, I'm sorry. It's just nothing really exciting about this game. It tends to get a lot funnier when I start doing games like Final Fantasy, because it tends to be really funny when I do it. Because I'll sit there and comment what people say. So, if everything turns out the way I want it to be, we'll probably win next turn. Why did I do that? As long as I didn't use the discard button, I'd feel so stupid. Now, I'm not going to try the fusion here because I don't know them all by heart. Come on, let luck be a lady. Yeah, I know I could have attacked the other one, but I wanted to be a jerk. Come on, let luck be a lady. Let me get a good monster. And of course, every time you beat them, you're going to get the same dialogue, so... Honey, honey. Another honey, honey. I get a card part, and I get Space Megatron. A 5-star monster. I tend to go for more of attack than defense. Because even with a high defense, if you get the, let's just say, wrong affinity on the field, you're going to be very sad. So yeah, it's 3 wins with Yugi. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to go ahead and do what I have to do here. And then we'll be back with the other 2 duels with Yugi, and I'd say that'd be a wrap for today. Hey guys, so I'm back. Now that we got that all settled out, now we can start this. Okay, so what we got here. We're going to do the last 2 duels. I forgot to do the editing on my deck. Let's just say the deck was getting a little on my nerves with all this. So now we can finish off Yugi. Excuse me, just fixing my headpiece and such. No Yugi. Yes, Yugi. Okay, I guess we do get to switch up our deck. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to do that next video. I decided there's only going to be 1 video a day, only because of the fact of how long they're getting. And if I'm going to do 5 duels, crap, it's going to become very tedious. So, yeah. Always looks like we're not having a good start, which I do not like. But I guess, you know, there's no point in complaining. So we got a Fiend and a Pyro. Fiend and Pyro. What are they again? 3 to 4. Okay, so I guess I could go ahead and summon the mystery hand, only for the fact to get rid of the dark plant. In hindsight, I should have gotten rid of the flame viper just in case, but oh well. It looks like they're going on the defensive anyways, which I like. I don't trust that face down, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it bait tested with my mystery hand. Oh, okay. And then we're gonna go ahead with the Yamaton scroll. Like I said, hopefully you get some good parts. I'll be able to work on the deck and such, and so yeah, this is gonna be fun. The Mystic Lamp. Better off in attack mode, if I think. But, of course, you know, the attack properties and everything, and the fact I'm higher and all, I'll put in defense mode. Because of editing and such, I'm thinking this is going to be the only video that's going to have 4 duels. Yes, we're not going to do the other duel today, or in this video, only because of editing issues and how long it took to edit. So I'm thinking it's only going to be a 4 duel run in this video, and from now on it's only going to be a 3 or 2 duel run. So for those who don't like really long videos, you know, that's good, because it was really hell to get this going for you guys. Just this part, because I want to say bye to you guys before we actually finished. And I figured, you know, I could go ahead and work on my deck and do a little training. Yes, I am going to train with Yugi off camera, but I do have the set amount written down inside my book what I did on camera. So I'll do more off camera, and then we'll start Tristan. So don't worry about that. I ain't going to do anything off camera that's going to open up a new area or anything. And there's Dark Hole. Damn it. There's Queen's Double. Anyways. No. Sorry about that, guys. That was my sister. I'll make sure to cut that out for us. This is obviously getting us nowhere. Yugi, you're just stalling. Yugi stalling and stalling. Oh, Lagoon. Well, this is going to be it, guys. Effect activated. Damage. So that's going to be Duel. Thank God we only got to hear Yugi's voice one more time, because I ain't going to say his voice. And we get Beaver Warrior. A lot better. Yeah, he'd be great inside the deck. And we get Black Pendant. Great for shadow monsters. That's going to be it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm going to go ahead and do some training. Like I said, I have a markdown in my book. Yugi is 4 wins against him. So you don't have to worry about missing out on anything, because I will duel him one more time before we start out with Tristan. Don't worry. So this is the Wyvern signing off. See you later, guys.